Hello, and welcome all to a crash course in the history of the industry and society. Okay, let's get started. First, one needs to realize two important things industrialization did. It, one, encouraged the disappearance of slavery, and two, preferred free-wage workers who purchased their products. Okay, let's start with the new social classes. Captains of the industry became even more important than military aristocrats. The middle class was comprised of small business owners, factory managers, engineers, basically your average Joe. Finally, the lower class consisted of factory workers. The upper class directly benefited from these workers. Okay, now let's talk about men in the family. The family was the most basic unit of social organization. Industrialization moved economic production outside of the home and introduced stark contrast between work and family life. The families would work together, mother, father, and child, to pool their wages together to survive off of. These workers could work for a staggering 14 hours a day in factories. Okay, now let's talk about life in these industrial societies. Men gained stature and responsibility because of industrialization. They also provided most of the income for the household. Men also dedicated themselves to self-improvement. They strove to have good values to set a good example for other laborers. However, there were also working class women. Working class women were expected to work until marriage and often even after. Now, at this time, men made more than women, so women couldn't support themselves. However, early manufacturers hired more women than men. In the 19th century, women were a major part of the British workforce. Most working class women worked in domestic service. As industrialization increased demand for domestic servants, it ensured that women could easily switch jobs. Okay, now let's talk about the woman's role in society. Women worked long hours just like men. Women also served dual roles as mothers and workers. Now, industry moved production from home to factory, so women can work without someone watching the kids. Industrial society also didn't want women engaging in labor and traditional pursuits, so they wanted them raising children. Let's talk about middle-class women and children. Middle-class women did not work outside of the home. The model woman knew that she was the weaker vessel and took pride in her ability to make the home a happy place for her husband and children. Not true today, but let's continue. Wait, think about the children. I was getting there. Overseers abused and exploited children. They forced children to work from dawn until dark and beat them to keep them awake. By 1840s, British Parliament began to pass laws regulating child labor. And in 1881, education was mandatory from children 5 to 10 in England. And that is your lesson on the industries of industrialization and their effects on society. This is your Captain Paulo Du signing off. Good night, folks.